You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris Renaissance. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's weekend is going thus far. Hi, guys. Hope y'all been doing well. Everybody keeping your head up, kings. To all my queens out there, same thing. Again, if this your first time, make sure you subscribe, join the family. If you're already part of the family, please make sure y'all thumb the video up, push it back into the algorithms, y'all. I would definitely appreciate it. So let's get right into it, right? Thought it was imperative that we talked about get this because it's so many men in America that unfortunately are suffering from the very fact that they had a child from the wrong woman. And basically, getting the wrong woman pregnant can cost you your peace. But you ain't got to take my word for it. I'm going to play a couple of video clips and we're going to go right into it. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like.
Worst mistake a man can ever make is by putting a child in an angry, disagreeable, venomous woman. That's hell. That is hell on earth because we love our children.
What are your thoughts? Comment below.
The worst mistake a man can ever make is by putting a child in an angry, disagreeable, venomous woman. That's hell. That is hell on earth because we love our children.
What are your thoughts? Comment below.
The worst mistake.
So I just had to play that twice because it's a short video, y'all, but it brings a lot of volume to it, man. It's very imperative that you avoid allowing the wrong woman to breed your seed. She's going to make your life live in hell. And we're going to go into the dynamics of the type of women you want to avoid, y'all. But right quick, I'm going to show one or two more clips and then we're going to go right into the commentary. Okay, let's go. Let's go. All right. Let me go to. Okay.
Getting the wrong woman pregnant can ruin your life as a man. This is something that you must take seriously. This is not something to fuck with. You must take this seriously. I've seen multiple men. We've all seen it. We've seen men get drained mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally because they got the wrong woman pregnant. Now, a smart man is going to learn from their mistakes, right? But a wise man is going to learn from other men's mistakes. You don't have to make the same mistake that countless men in 2026 make. Countless men in 2025, 2024, 2023, 1979. We could go back and forth, bro. You don't have to make that mistake, but you must be wise and you must take this seriously, fellas.
I could not agree more honestly and earnestly. Let's see what Tommy
Made a
Sotomayor.
bad decision, got the wrong girl pregnant, and put your sperm in somebody else's hands. The person who you did it decided to make your life hard as hell. I give men two pieces of advice, and it pisses women off. I either one, ask you to go and try to get full custody, or two, throw your hands up and say, fuck you and that kid. I am not going to let you put me through hell because it's not something that's helping that kid or me. You made a
Now, I would say this, right? Most women get offended when you have people that basically say, hey, if there's a way where you can fight and get custody, that way you could be a part of your child's life, then so be it. Make all the means, make all the preparation, do what you got to do to make that happen. But if you know you are at a disadvantage, the system is not going to comply, you don't have the funds to get an attorney, and she's going to make your life a living hell. I absolutely agree with that theory. And a lot of women hate that a lot of bloggers such as myself are encouraging men to not deal with for a man to not deal with his child if the mother is toxic. Now, I would say this. The reason why you have a lot of mothers who disagree with that when we speak this narrative is because they're looking at the fact, so you're encouraging a man to not deal with his child. And see, that's the part they want to take with, and they want to run with that part. But what they're not understanding is what we are saying is, being that the woman is trying to make your life complicated and a living hell, and she's not giving you the privilege of being able to see a child that you are providing for, that you are trying to have a bond and relationship with, then guess what? Because she's blocking that connection and that child is connected to her, then guess what? You got to get rid of her, which means, unfortunately, the child comes with it. The honest truth is, a lot of these women are very manipulative and they're very vindictive. Now, I'm not speaking in the terms of the deadbeats, for all the bitter Brendas and narcissistic Natashas to come in my comment. Well, why, as a black woman, would you encourage men to not be there for their children? Are you dick riding? Are you putting poison into black men to not be good fathers? No. Part of being a good father is learning when and where to fight your battles and choosing your battles wisely. You basically have to understand that there's no way probable for a man, and as I said, man, not a boy, not a child, for a man who's a real father. Now, Natasha, before you come in the comment section, I got nothing to do with Earl or Mike who don't want to be in their kid's life. I got nothing to do with your personal situation. I got nothing to do with all single mothers didn't choose to be single mothers, even though you laid down with these men and you laid down with them single, thinking you were not going to get up single, even though you got pregnant from a man that was single and he was not your husband. But that's neither here nor there. A lot of sisters get mad. A lot of women get angry anytime they feel like you're not on their side, and you have people that are telling these men, hey, if you want to keep your peace, sometimes you got to be a deadbeat. Because who should have to argue on the phone for several hours at a time to come see their kid? Who should have to argue with that? Who should stand a chance of going to jail, getting locked up, losing a job, getting a record? I mean, who stands a chance of doing that and knowing you're going to end up losing the privilege of being there for your child anyway once you get locked up? Why? Because you're dealing with a toxic, bitter baby mama. Okay? So a lot of these women, it's an oxymoron of a man needs to be there for a father needs to be there for his children. But the irony is that they want to pick and choose when and where these men should father the children. And they only consider a man being a father if he's being a father under her terms. Like, in other words, will you get this child if this child gets on my nerves? Will you provide and give me money for this child because I'm not good at handling finances and I done brought everything I wanted, so now I want you to fill in for what I need for the child. Let's face it, every woman, just because she has a child, does not make her a mother. And a lot of these modern women, they already have it in their mind that because they have a child, they are automatically mother material. And we know it goes nothing like that. Okay? But nevertheless, you guys have to be more selective who you allow to breed your seed. I'm going to say this again, and those of y'all who've been following me for a long time, I keep telling y'all about my brother. My brother put himself in the simp sunken place when he decided to knock up this, in his mind, attractive hood rat. You have to realize some of you men are not used to attention. So when you get a woman that pays attention to you, you automatically fall into that simp sunken place. Now, I'm not saying that's the case for all of y'all, but in some instances, you get men who fall into the simp sunken place, and that's what happened with my brother. Now, when I met the chick, I sized her up, and I knew she was looking for stepdaddy material. How I knew? Because when she met my brother had no kids. Then on top of that, she entered into the relationship with a child from a man that no longer wanted any dealings with her. Not only that, her child's father had multiple kids from other women, which meant her child does not get the undivided attention from her dad because that papa's a Rolling Stone. And you have a lot of modern women, they want to have a child from men that got multiple baby mamas and are not understanding they're putting their child at a disadvantage because that child will never get that 101 time. I mean, you got to wait till Christmas, special holidays, because daddy just got too much kids and not enough money and not enough time to go around. But I tell you, a real dad will make it happen. Even if he has 20 kids, he's going to make sure, regardless of what, that everybody gets the same equal amount of attention. But that's neither here nor there, because I know a lot of brothers that are great fathers. Anyhow, so I knew she was looking for a daddy a placeholder. Okay, she was looking for that because, like I said, her daughter was not getting that undivided attention from her dad. So my brother, being simple and, not used to a female of her caliber, and she, I have to be honest, she's not ugly, she was half Hawaiian and black or something like that. So, he was color struck because of her complexion and all of that. Not only that, she had her own place, and at the time, my brother was staying with his people. So all simple shit turned him on. And I would tell you guys, if you're the kind of man you ain't got enough going for you, you will easily be impressed by a woman offering you a bowl of grits. It will mean the world to you if you are not used to being catered to. And that's how my brother fell for the okie doke. She knew how to play the part. And everybody, when they met her and, he brought her by, my people's house, everybody was all kiki and giggling and sniggling with her, my sisters and stuff. And I'm like, y'all can't read in between the lines that this broad is looking for a substitute dad. She's clinging to my brother like a fabric softener sheet, and she's making him feel like the king of the jungle because, again, he's at a point in his life, he don't have a whole lot going for himself. He's working a mediocre job, staying with my parents. So the little bit of world that she introduced him to, he got turned out by that. Not to mention, I think she was his first, or if not first, probably the more aggressive in the bedroom that he never experienced. I honestly think she put it on him. Okay. And what ended up happening was, once the sex wore off and he moved in with her, he got to see the ratchet version of her. You know what I mean? And a lot of these women know how to present themselves with the I'm a real woman package. They will cook, they will clean, they will rub you down, sex you down, all this and that, make you feel like king of the jungle. And then once they don't wield you in, you start seeing this maniac. She's overly possessive, blowing up your phone, where you going, how long you gonna be there, you know what I mean? Because she's so used to men walking out on her and leaving her and disappointing her that now she got a down-to-earth dude that's willing to be with her. This broad is paranoid, you know what I mean? She trauma looping because of negative experiences from her past, from being cheated on, and because her baby daddy left her. She has these damn flashbacks and thinking that because my brother at the gym or he went to the gas station, that he's up here messing with some broad. And listen, let me tell you something. The women that are the most attractive are the most insecure. The women that are the most attractive are the most insecure. Yes, these are the ones that y'all consider 10s, that y'all consider above average. These women are the most insecure. They're the most possessive. They are the most aggressive. And she basically, she peeped his simp sensitivity and played on it, and she got pregnant from him. Why? Because he was playing daddy to her daughter, and he was paying the bills and doing all this stuff and everything. So in her mind, she looked at it like, I finally got a Captain Save him. I got a simp that doesn't mind sponsoring me, doesn't mind playing daddy to my little girl. All this to try to make her ex-baby daddy mad. I mean, face it, a lot of these women would jump in the next relationship because they're trying to piss off another dude. You are just a rebound. You are just somebody that she needs to prove a point to the ninja she really loves and wants to be with. Even though he's probably disrespected her and cheated on her, left her multiple times, she still feels like she has to settle a score with the man she still wants. But anyway, this is where we have to be mindful. of the type of women that you want to avoid getting pregnant from. So definitely you want to avoid a woman who's down on her luck. A woman who has nothing going for herself. The baby daddy's not active. She's working mediocre jobs. And I'm not saying a woman has to be in real estate and work top-notch jobs, but what I'm saying, a woman who's in a struggle, basically, who does not have her finances in alignment, who does not have her life in order, is in the slums, basically down on her luck. You know what I mean? You want to avoid women like that because they're looking for a captain save them. They're looking for somebody that's going to rescue them and make their life easier. So you want to be mindful of dealing with a woman who is down on her luck, especially, and I'm going to be honest, especially women who are banking on governmental assistance. The fact that they're banking on governmental assistance, what makes you think they're not going to bank on you? They're going to bank on you making their life easy, like they bank on stamps to make their life easy, like they bank on child support. So anytime you're dealing with a woman who's getting all of these different type of assistance, man, she's not working straight up, without all of this governmental housing and all of that. It just goes to show you she already has a mindset where she only wants to deal with people that are going to make her life easier. That's going to be a convenience for her, because guess what? The government has given her that mindset of, we're going to give you housing. We're going to give you stamps. We're going to give you Section 8 vouchers. So she already has this entitlement. So you want to kind of avoid the women that are codependent on the government. Next, you don't want to deal with the constant drama creator. Everything becomes an argument, crisis, or emergency. Women like that, you don't want to get them pregnant, because now once they have your child, they're going to make that child the constant center of attraction as a reason to be a drama queen. She's going to always use that child to have a reason to argue with you. You never come and see your child, even though she knows she don't want you to come see him. But it's that manipulation, the will you in just to spill you back out, because again, you're dealing with a drama queen. You got to be careful of those. You got to be careful of the women who always got emergencies, who always got a crisis, who always got shit going on in their life, basically. You don't want to get those type of females pregnant. For those of you who already got the ones pregnant, it's too late. I'll do another video another time on telling you how to deal with them. But for all the brothers who have not been passing out seeds like a gardener, you have time to avoid these kind of women, because getting the wrong woman pregnant is going to make your life a living hell. So avoid the drama queen that always has a crisis or an emergency. She always out of gas, don't have no gas to put in her car, her lights always off, stay away from her. The highly vindictive woman uses revenge instead of communication when she's hurt. Basically, this is the one who will call your job. This is the one who will do pop-ups, who will try to find your ex on Facebook and DM them, will post things on social media to make you look like the bad guy. These are women who lack emotional maturity, and their only way of communicating is by communicating through chaos, which means she has to actually create chaos, conflict. That's her way of expressing how she feels. She has to seek revenge. You want to stay away from vindictive women, and pay attention to how these women treat other men prior before you. Listen to their stories. Listen to the shit they be saying. Oh yeah, I had to show that ninja. He thought I was playing with him. I had to show him I'm a force to be reckoned with. I went to his job. I caught the light bill place and got his lights turned off. I went to his job and I removed the spark plugs out of his Toyota Camry. Listen, if she's telling you what she's done to destroy other men, what makes you think she's not going to destroy you? Next is the financial manipulator. Using money, gifts, or the child as leverage. Everything is money, 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 money. I've known some situations in which men got to pay extra money on top of child support to see their child. Because you got men just that desperate and just that thirsty to see a child, that they will let these women con them into $1. They will tell these women, my light's about to be turned off, and if you don't give me no money for the lights, me and little Jojo, me and your son is going to be in the darks. We not going to have no lights. We don't have no running water. Constantly using financial leverage, using a child, as leverage to get money. Jojo needs school uniforms. It's the summer. What you mean he needs school uniforms? You want to stay away from a woman who's very greedy and about $1. If you are dating a woman and she's always on this materialistic vibe, talking about the kind of life she wants, talking about the kind of pocketbook she wants to buy, and she's all into these designer labels, you already seeing, you get her pregnant, she gonna always look for you to sponsor her lifestyle. These are for the women who try to really go after the big ballers, the shot callers. They try to get seed. They want to get pregnant from men who they feel are on a top tier level. But you don't even have to be top tier, guys. Just making money. The fact you could be working at Popeyes, right? But if you're the kind of man, you got your bread stacked up and you got you a nice house, it's not how you make your money, but she's seeing how you maintaining, how you living with the money you make. That's enough for her to be like, you know what? I got to make sure I get knocked up by this dude, because one thing about him, he's smart. He saves up money. He's a good budgeter with his finances. Women don't all just look at your riches. They look at how responsible you are. And in her mind, she looks at it, oh yeah, I know he's going to pay his child support. I know he's going to be on point. The unhealed woman has unresolved trauma but refuses accountability to help. This is the one who's always talking about how men have did her so wrong, how her baby daddy did her wrong, how her daddy did her wrong as a little girl. You want to stay away from the unhealed woman, because the moment you do anything that she feels is unpleasant to her, whether you did it intentionally or unintentionally, she is definitely going to give you hell. You don't want to deal with an unhealed woman who still got daddy issues, who hates men because her daddy failed her, who hates her baby daddy because she thought having a baby from him was going to make her life easier and she was going to trap him. Only find out having a baby didn't trap this man, who moved on, he's remarried. You have a lot of women that are unhealed, and they in the clubs twerking. They in the bars. They going to these beach parties. These are the ones that are heavily partaking in those hot girl summer activities. Unhealed women are always all over the place trying to find a place to land, looking for a place in which they can escape from their troubles. These are the women who constantly travel. These are the ones who constantly got to be in the club. I'm not talking about the grown women who travel because they've been working all week and they need a peace of mind. They just on their grown woman journey. They ain't out here on a dick patrol, right? I'm talking about the unhealed woman who wants to find another dude that's going to immediately help her to not have to deal with her issues. She wants to get another man so she can post you on Facebook to piss off her last man. Look at me. I got me a new man. We doing good over here. You thinking it's really about you. Like I said, when it's really about her trying to get back at another dude who caught on to her shenanigans and he went ghost, okay? The habitual liar. You have some of these women who are addicted to lying. You have women out here who are habitual liars. And lying isn't just not telling I would say this, lying isn't just when you only leave out certain things or you twist the story. But lying is hiding things as well. A lot of these things these women ain't going to tell you. They ain't going to tell you they down on their luck and they about to lose everything. So they're trying to get into a relationship quick so they can lock in a provider. A lot of these women would dress their lives up to look a certain way. You will go to their apartments look decked out. They got Renaissance furniture. All this is a lie. All of this, this independent presentation they're giving you that I'm an independent woman. Look, I got a nice apartment. I got a sectional sofa from Rooms to Go. I got a nice stripper pole bed. All of these things that make you think she's well financially together, but it's a facade. I mean, she's behind 4 months behind on her 2025 Toyota Camry. You wouldn't even know it because she already got the car blinged up with blinged car seat covers, the steering wheel with, all the bling and diamond rhinestones. She dressing shit up like she knows she paying on it. Like, you can easily be manipulated by these kind of women. It's so many ways in which these women lie and make it seem like they are responsible and they got their business, they got their affairs in order, and they behind on so much shit y'all wouldn't even know. You know what I mean? You come to her apartment, and don't even know, you know what I mean, the repo man looking for her car. You don't even know, you know what I mean, her lights is off. She's rigging her lights from next door. You know what I mean, borrowing the lights from next door. It's a lot of false presentation because a lot of these women are smart enough to know that if she knows that you really knew how much of a financial hole or financial burden she was in, that you would run from her quicker than somebody who has a disease. So they have to put up the part like I'm independent, I don't need no man, and it's all a lie. It's all to make you think she don't need you for anything, and all long before she setting you up for the kill, she getting you comfortable, you coming over there laying with her, playing with her, and as soon as you get her pregnant, in the back of her mind, now I'm secure. Now I know I'm going to get some income coming in. So be careful from the habitual liar. The other one, the extremely jealous or possessive woman views every interaction as a threat and constantly accuses. An insecure woman, she is definitely going to make your life a living hell. You're never going to be at peace. And this is for many reasons. You got to realize women who've been on a whole stroll for a long time, they've been messing with other women's men. Okay. They've been on when they went through that whole phase, they know what they did and the tricks they did to get what they wanted out of other people's husbands or other people's man. So they are worried that you're going to meet another female that's more clever and smarter than them that's going to get you like they got other men. Okay. Most women I know that are jealous and possessive are women that have that Jezebel spirit. Women that have that 304 mentality. Most women that are not known for being on a whole stroll, don't have that level of jealousy. It's women that have whorish tendencies in most cases that are overly jealous or possessive. Because for one, like I said, they used to be that woman. And for two, they are afraid that other women out there like them is going to take advantage of you like they used to do. And she knows that her options are limited because she's done hold so much. Everybody knows her name. She done been to so many clubs that even the goddamn security staff knows her by her first name and all of that. That's why she's possessive. She knows she don't have any options. Too many people know of her. Too many people done been with her. Too many people are aware of her. So she's going to be extra paranoid the moment she feels like you're about to make a move that's going to mean that you may leave her, that you may go ghost on her. So women, in some of these instances, not all, and if it doesn't apply, you ain't got to apply. By the way, make sure you hit that like button. Everything I say in this video is based off of my own opinion for entertainment and education purposes only if I have not stated my disclaimer. But please, please, please hit the likes, hit those likes. And if you really want to bless your girl, $ DymondGyrl. If you want to bless the congregation. If not, hit that like button. That'll work as well. Okay. Women who can't handle conflict maturely. Every disagreement turns into screaming, social media posts, or public embarrassment. Listen, you have a lot of grown women that are childish, got the brain of a toddler. You have grown women over 30, 40, 50, and will do things that high school girls do. They will get petty. They will call your job. They will post stuff on social media. You got to check out these women's brains, guys. Listen to how she does other people when there's conflict. Look at how she does below the barrel, low down things to other people when she feels like she has to conquer them. You got to pay attention to that. Don't only pay attention to how she treats other men. Pay attention to how she treats her friends. Pay attention to how she treats her family. Listen, a lot of these women y'all deal with, they don't even get along. Their own people can't stand them. You'll be surprised how some of these women, their own family don't even vibe with them. Their own sisters don't even deal with them. Why? Because their own sisters know that they are sluts, that they dirty, that they no good. These women will come to you and tell you, my family, I don't have nothing to do with them. No, they family don't deal with them. I don't have nothing to do with my people. No, your people don't have nothing to do with you. Listen, a lot of these females out here, you don't want to get a bridge burner pregnant. If she's up here telling you her mama don't deal with her sister don't deal with her cousin don't deal with her uncle don't deal with her nephew, that lets you know, listen, your own blood don't get me wrong. Some of us do have broken relationships with our people. I'm talking about the bridge burner who has Had every family member look out for her, and because they done caught on to her shenanigans and they no longer want to do for her, they no longer want to get her kids, keep her kids, now she's saying everybody in her family, they traitors. She blaming everybody. Listen to a woman who blames everybody. You want to stay away from her. She blames everybody for why her life is the way it is. My uncle, my daddy, my mama, my sister, just monitoring how she vibes with her home people, that speaks volumes. Some women, like I said, are childish as hell. Just because somebody is getting older, it doesn't mean they're getting wiser. So pay attention to how she deals with conflict. Is she petty? Is she want to go tell your business? When she gets mad, you know what I mean? You got to pay attention to stuff like that. You definitely don't want to get a woman like that pregnant. A woman who is not mature enough, a woman enough to deal with conflict. The woman who uses children as weapons, threatens access to the child whenever she's upset. You definitely, if you're in a situation and you're dealing with a female and you see how she treats the father of her child, don't think for a second that you're going to get treated any better or any different. Now, in some cases, you do. But in most cases, these women are known to use children as weapons. And the reason they do that is because that's the only power they have. And believe it or not, I notice most women that are overly controlling with their kids, in most cases, and it's not for all, so I don't need bitter Brenda coming into the section. If it doesn't apply to you, keep it moving. It don't matter because I'm going to block you anyway. But you have some women who don't have a lot of their life in order. And a lot of shit ain't going their way. A lot of things they're not winning at. So the one thing they feel they can win at is by using a child as a weapon. You know why? Because they know that's the one thing they do control to a degree. So guess what? If a woman is trying to use a child as leverage, let her carry the load by herself. Till she comes to you with some respect and she's willing to be a willing, mature woman about the situation and allow you to be there for your child and not play these games. 1 minute want you there as when things are going bad, but the moment things are looking up, now she don't want you to be there for your child. A woman who is constantly using a child as a weapon, do not get her pregnant. And if you do have a child from her, let her do it by herself. Because ain't nobody got time for them kind of games like that. Now, let me tell you, the moment you back away to protect your peace, she's going to call you a deadbeat. She's going to call you a loser. But what really is going on is that she's mad because she's not able to dangle that child in your face like a carrot to a horse. That power is gone. And tonight, and I would be honest and say, it is going to be hurtful, especially if you love your child. Especially if your child is your heart. But I'm telling you, with women that's vindictive like that, you can't even make them think that you care. It's sad. You have to wait till that child get old enough and explain, I did what I had to do because of blah, blah, blah. And just pray and hope that, you have enough time to try to rectify that. But there's no way you can beat up for your child with a nasty, hateful, mean-spirited woman. It's not going to work. Don't let your mom or your sister up there say, well, you got to work with her. You got to try to understand her. That is your child. F that. F that. No father should have to take or tolerate disrespect just so he can see his child. It don't take all of that. You got to deal with getting cussed out to see your child. You got to deal with her not showing up. You drive. It took you 30 minutes to drive over there for her to tell you, oh, I ain't bringing her again. Listen, do not let these women jerk you around. It's better to be a deadbeat than to let somebody ruin your peace. Because you cannot afford to go to prison. You cannot afford to go to jail. That's what she wants. A lot of these women, they want you to crash the F out so they can get you locked up and you lose everything because they're unhappy. A woman who's happy with her life, she don't have time trying to make the next man miserable. But a miserable ass broad, she has all the time to try to come for you. Okay? The woman who refuses personal responsibility, I already talked about that. A woman who won't own none of her own, everything, every conversation is what somebody done did to her. You already know what time it is, okay? And lastly, the woman who doesn't respect boundaries. She feels she could pop up anytime. She feels she can call you anytime. She could show up unannounced anytime. She could abruptly bust up your groove. You planning something personal with you and your child. You and your child at the skating rink. She show up there, not letting you have your personal time. If you're in that situation and you already got this woman pregnant and y'all already got each other together, like I said, it's up to you. Take the disrespect if you want your fatherly privileges or allow her to feel the funk of it by herself. But for you men who are not fathers, do you not realize your speed is your seed, your inheritance? You can make that a blessing or you can make that a curse. You don't want to have poor penis management. And what you're going around raw dogging multiple women, because the more women you have children from, that's the more control they have in your life. You know what I mean? If you're going to have children, I recommend you have children with your wife, with a family. It eliminates a whole lot of problems. Yeah, things may not work out. I know it's discouraging, but if you're going to have, my thing is this: men who don't want to be married, y'all don't need to have kids. Let me just say that. Because you're giving a woman the privilege of being able to collect a check from you, and she has not done anything and not put in no work other than have your child. So if you're going to have a child, you need to be married, because in the event things don't work out, at least you know it was from a woman who was your wife. And it's one thing to have to split alimony with your wife, a woman who you were once upon a time sharing a household with, sharing a future with. There's some random broad that you met at a club who just gets a paycheck only because you had sloppy, poor penis management. A lot of women who didn't even earn a man's seed had the privilege of being able to capitalize off of that, because you chose not to get married. You just wanted a child. If you want to be single, guys, if you want to be bachelors, guys, nothing is wrong with that. But don't have any children. If you're going to have children, it need to be from a woman who you at least respect and care about. And y'all actually created a child under a covenant. You don't want to go around here raw dogging multiple females, and the same thing with these young men out here. You in your 20s and you already got 5, 6, 7 kids is going to cost you in the long run. Having all these different kids from different women, all of these women are raising these kids the way they want to, programming these kids not to want nothing to do with their father. It's so much mess that comes with it. But anyway, y'all, I think I've rambled enough. Let me know what y'all think about this video. What is y'all intake on this? Getting the wrong woman pregnant can cost you your peace. Make sure y'all hit that like button before y'all exit. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. And I'll see y'all next time.